G'day, it's Rusty from Rusty's Outback Adventures, and today's episode I'm going to talk to you about storage, some drawers, and trying to clean up this corner of my canopy. At present you can see I've got a toolbox in here, I've got a bag with some spanner set, I've got a socket set here as well. It sort of means that this area up here is sort of wasted space. I carry a few tools when we go away, because you know we go remote. We do need to take a few things that you hope you don't need. Like I take a cordless drill and a grinder and a recip saw and those sort of things. You know, and the chargers and box of drill bits and stuff. So that needs to go somewhere, and I've tried different boxes. I had a big plastic tub here. Problem with that is you put the big tub here and then everything gets packed on top, and if you want to get something out, you've got to move everything. I tried a filing cabinet. That's Bill the peacock. I've tried a filing cabinet, and the problem with that was it was too big to sit this way, so it had to go a long way. So when you pulled the drawer out, to get the drawer to move, you had to move everything else. So I really scratched my head and I think, what can I put in here? Because we put a solar panel, we carry a solar panel tied to this cage. I need to try and fill this area. So I had a bit of a brainwave the other day, and I was looking online for some sort of toolbox, drawer set, cabinet, whatever, and I came across one of these. I'll show you what I got. So I've got myself one of these. This is a Stratco 6-drawer trolley tool chest. So it's on wheels. The drawers are various sizes. The first 4, they're 60 mil deep, and the bottom 2 140 mil deep, so you're going to get a fair bit in there. It's lockable. While we're driving I can lock it. We're not going to have the drawers fly open and stuff come out, and it's going to fit really well in that front section. I do need to take the wheels off, and once I take the wheels off, the height is just about going to be perfect to fill in that corner, and the drawers will face out, so I'll be able to easily access tools and other things I can put in there, and all I've got to do is work out how I'm going to secure the tool trolley to the floor and to that back wall. So that's the next job. Alright, so I've laid the cabinet over on its back, and I'm just going to pull the wheels off. I've left one drawer in, the bottom one, because I need to know how much I need to lift this whole thing up to get the drawer open, because my canopy has got a lip about 90 mil, so I'm going to need to work out what I need to do here. So at the moment I'm just going to pull the wheels off, then we'll give it a dummy fit in the canopy. Now that the wheels are off, you can see we've got these threaded holes here on all 4 corners, so that's actually going to give me something to mount some sort of base onto in order to lift this up. Alright, let's try and fit this. Right, with this in place as a trial fit, obviously I can't open the drawer. I've just measured, and we've got 40 millimeters to lift this up for the drawer to open. So somewhere between 40 and 50 mil will lift the whole thing up. We'll be able to clear this bottom lip here, and the drawer will come open. I know I'm a bit tight here for my switch panel here that's got the lights and cigarette outlet, and at the back here I've got a dimmer for the internal lights. The handles can come off, I don't need them. The door will close and they're not going to be in the way. I've deliberately got a gap at the back, and I'm going to have to work on that, because that gap at the back is traditionally where I carry a folding solar panel, and it gets strapped up to that mesh, which is the barrier around the angles. So I'm going to have to work out how I'm going to do that. One thing I could do is to push the cabinet up against the mesh, and then we could put the solar panel in front. I know I said before I hate having to move things, move something to get to something, but that's an option as well, and it may actually work out that it's probably safer to have the solar panel strapped at the front. on the sides here, both sides, we've got riv nuts for a handle, and I could probably make some sort of mounting bracket to put the solar panel in front, which would mean this could go back a bit, and then I could probably slide it down a bit closer, because I've got this gap here, and obviously any pocket that's got a dead zone, you can't really use it. So look, I'm happy with this at the moment. I think this is the way to go. A little bit of storage on the top here. I can probably use something as it was a mat on there. So again, my first impression is this is the sort of thing I can then do away with my socket set separate, my spanner bag, my toolbox. I can utilize these shelves, and now it's just a matter of fiddling around, trying to make some sort of base, decide if I'm going to put the solar panel at the front or the back. So it's sort of going to be a bit of an ongoing project, so I'll have a bit of a tweak and I'll see what I've got. So after a lot of head scratching, a lot of tape measuring, bits of paper, drawing sort of different options on how to mount this tool trolley into my canopy, I've come up with an idea that is what I'm going with, and I'm going to use the bolt holes, the original holes that the wheels went into. So I remember I said that we needed 40mm clearance to get the drawer open. So I was looking at a piece of 12mm ply, I ended up with a piece of 7mm. So I've got a piece of 7mm ply here, which is the same size as the base of the tool trolley. I'll just move these out of the little pieces. So this is going to fit over this as a base. And then what I've done is I've taken this 40mm aluminium tube and I've superimposed the bolt holes into here, give me a recess for a socket. So imagine this is still upside down. So that's actually going to be bolted through there onto the base of the tool trolley. This is the same, this is the front one. And I've got these other two here, so they're, see what I mean, I'm going to bolt that down there. And then once I've bolted all that in place, I'll weld these aluminium box section together to make a frame, which will be the base. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some 30 by 30 by 3mm aluminium angle iron, and I'm going to weld tabs along this edge, so then once I've bolted this together, I can stand it up inside the canopy, position where I want to, and I can drill through the aluminium angle iron tab into the floor, because the floor of my canopy is 19mm marine ply with carpet over the top. So I'll use a series of wood screws into that, and at the top I'm going to make a little bracket that spaces it off the wall inside it, or the inside front wall of the canopy. And I'm going to now go with the clearance behind this so I can put my solar panel in between the mesh barrier for the angles and this canopy. So I've sort of hummed and hawed a bit, but that's the way I'm going to go. So okay, now what I've got to do now is go ahead and weld all this. So that's the next thing to do. And here's the frame that's bolted to the underside of the tool trolley chest. The plywood's in place, so it gives me 47mm of clearance, and you can see I've down there bolted them in there. So I've used 3 of the 4 mounting bolts for each wheel, so I think that's pretty strong enough, and I just need to weld all these together now. Now that I've made the aluminium frame, I've welded some little tabs on so I can screw it to the floor of the canopy. Now it's just a case of bolting the ply to the floor and then this onto the chest toolbox. Going to be a little bit fiddly because I have to be very careful I don't drop these bolts, because these 2 ends are open, but of course these 2 ends are sealed in, so if I drop the bolt in there I'm going to lose it. So it's going to be a little bit of mucking around. I'm just going to take my time here and just make sure I don't drop any of the bolts. So I'll get on and do that now. Okay, so the base is now bolted on, as you saw in that little time lapse. Really happy with the way the frame came out. First time I've built anything welded up with my new TIG, so I'm really enjoying getting a handle on how to TIG weld with using aluminium. So yeah, next step is to troll fit the whole assembly into the canopy. So as you can see, I've now installed the tool chest, and I've secured it through some mounting tabs that I welded onto the base, screwed into the floor of the canopy, which is that 19mm marine ply under carpet. It's really solid, it's not going anywhere. I had to move it back. I know I talked about having it, the solar panel would fit in behind, but it just didn't work. Coming out too close here, it interfered with my switch panel. I've got oodles of room, you know. I've kept it tight, but I've also got enough room to move around. Like I said, I've got 2 drawers that are 140mm deep. I've got 4 drawers here that are 60mm deep. All I've got to do now is put the rest of my tools out of my toolbox into here. I'll have oodles of room left, which obviously I'm going to carry some bigger tools in the bottom, like I said before, power tools and things. In the back, I've actually left a gap, and it turns out that one of my camping tables from the camper trailer fits nicely down the back here, so it just happened to be a little space that worked out really well. So I'm pleased with the way it all came out. This style of drawer assembly may not be for everybody, and I understand that, you know, we all have our different ideas about drawing and how we want to put things in storage. This idea works for me. Let me know in the comments below if you like this idea, or if it wasn't something you'd considered in the past, maybe an option to this traditional drawers. This might be an option for you now you've seen it installed. Yeah, look, if you have any other comments or questions, please put them in the comments below. If you like the video, thumbs up would be appreciated. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, it'd be great to have you along. The subscribe button's about here. And if you haven't seen the well body to canopy conversion that we did on my Navara, there's a link here somewhere. So, alright, until next time, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.